Perfect. Hello. I'm so glad that people are slowly coming on in. A great way to start the Friday morning is to join us for another video overnight session. Looks like Lindsay, Malia, Michaela, hello, welcome, welcome. Oh. Dr. Alman, I love your virtual background. It almost looks like you're actually in the space.
Thank you. This space is in the Reiki Science Center on PLU's campus. And so we just had this quote installed this winter.
Nice. It looks beautiful. Such a great lobby space. And isn't it the quote from a PLU alum?
Yes, it is. This quote is from PLU alumnus, Dr. Bill Faggy. He graduated from PLU in 1957, and he went on to get his medical degree from the University of Washington. He was really into public health, and so he ended up becoming the director of the CDC, and he led the worldwide effort to eradicate smallpox from the planet. So we just really feel that this quote well articulates what we think science is at PLU. And so we're just so happy to have it in our lobby to remind us every day of why we do what we do.
Oh, perfect. And so relevant to the time right now as well.
Absolutely.
Right, because science, we need science right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, beautiful. And in that lobby space, you can kind of see the upstairs of Reiki. What's on the upstairs there?
On the upstairs is the chemistry and physics faculty offices, as well as their lab spaces.
Oh.
Also a few classrooms up there too.
Perfect, perfect. Awesome. So thank you all for zooming in with us this morning. As you can see, me and Dr. Alman have just been hanging out for a little bit, just waiting for you all to chime in. We're going to start up in about 2 to 3 minutes or so, just waiting for all of our attendees to really jump in. But while you're waiting and we're waiting, make sure that you use that Q&A button right under us to ask us some questions. We did get some pre-populated questions that were sent earlier through the Instagram and others. But of course, if you're chiming in, we want to make sure that you're being heard and that your questions are being answered. All right, we're just gonna wait a few more moments, and if others come in a little late, it'll be okay. All right, how about we just start up? Well, we'll start off with some introductions really quick. Some of you have maybe seen me before, but I'm Julian and I work over in the admission office. And who's with us today?
Hi, my name is Dr. Ann Aman. I'm the Dean of Natural Sciences at PLU, and I'm also a professor of biology. And as part of my role as Dean, I oversee PLU's Prehealth Sciences advising team.
Perfect. So for the setup of the webinar, Dr. Alman is going to go through a presentation to go through details of the actual advising track, what it's like to be in it. And then afterwards, we'll be able to go over some questions and answers.
Great. So why don't we get started with the presentation? All right. So Prehealth Sciences at PLU. One question that is often asked is, do we have a Prehealth Sciences major? And we don't have a Prehealth Sciences major at PLU, but most students who are interested in Prehealth Sciences tend to be either biology or chemistry majors. The reason for that is if we look at prerequisites for, we're going to look at medical school prerequisites, but these are pretty similar for other types of pre-health sciences programs as well. If we look at those prerequisites, we can see that there's a year of introductory biology, a year of intro chem, a year of organic chemistry, biochemistry, physics, and math. And if you think about it, all of that coursework fits very well within the curriculum of the biology BS degree, as well as the chemistry BS degree with the biochemistry emphasis. So since those majors, the curriculum of those two majors align so well with the prerequisites, most of our students who are interested in pre-health sciences end up being one of those two majors. That being said, There is absolutely no requirement that you have to be a bio or a chem major in order to pursue pre-health sciences at PLU. We've had students who are psychology majors, sociology majors, environmental studies students, a pretty wide variety of things, who have completed these pre-health sciences prerequisites, but then also completed the degree requirements of these other majors. So the short of it is, you do not need to be a bio or a chem major to be a pre-health sciences student, but most of our students are. Additionally, some of the pre-health sciences programs, like medical school, also require students to take psychology and sociology coursework. And so those courses are satisfied by PLU's general education requirements. So if pre-health sciences isn't a major, what is it? So it is an advising program here at PLU, where we provide resources for students who are interested in any of these particular areas, medical school or dental school. And most of our pre-health sciences students are interested in medical school. We also have many that are interested in dental school as well. But we also offer support for students who are interested in going to vet school, going into optometry. We've seen an increasing interest in the last few years in students who want to go into pharmacy or become physician's assistants. And we also provide some support for students who are interested in physical therapy or occupational therapy. So what are these resources? We provide expert advising. We have faculty members in the natural sciences as well as in the social sciences who work with students in a one-on-one kind of way to make sure that they're doing all the things that they're supposed to be doing as part of the application process. We want to make sure that students are putting their best selves forward as they apply to these different types of programs. We have, our faculty have decades worth of experience doing this kind of work. It's important to us that we educate our students about what the application process is. What are the timelines? When should students be doing certain things like preparing for taking the MCATs or the DATs? How should they prepare for taking those various kinds of exams? How should they find shadowing opportunities with healthcare providers? And so these are the kinds of things that we work with one-on-one with students. We also give students application advice as they're putting their applications together, including reviewing personal statements. And that is a very important component of the application. And then when students apply and are granted an on-campus interview, we provide the opportunity for students to do mock interviews on PLU's campus, where we take it pretty seriously. Usually there's about 2 members of the pre-health sciences advising team who serve like the admissions committee at one of these schools. And we ask that the student come in professional dress, and we go through the experience, asking the student questions that they might hear during their interview. And after we go through that process with the student, when we're done, we sit and deconstruct the interview with the student, meaning we say, tell them all the things that they've done really well, and also give them some pointers of things that they might think about improving upon before they go on their actual interview. And so I think that's a really invaluable resource for students. All of these services that we provide are not just for current PLU students. We also do this for our alumni after graduation. And we've had students who apply to med school or dental school or these other kinds of programs multiple years after graduation from PLU, and we continue to offer these services. So why pre-health sciences at PLU? There are a lot of great reasons why PLU is a great place for those who are interested in these kinds of programs. First of all, at PLU, we offer a rigorous, holistic academic experience. I've been at PLU for 18 years, and over the course of that time, I have never heard a graduate or one of our alumni come back to me and say, I was underprepared for whatever it is I did next. Nobody has ever said that in 18 years. And I think that's because we really offer a rigorous academic experience supported by our colleagues, our faculty. While our coursework is challenging, our faculty are there to make sure that students are successful in meeting the challenge. We have small class and lab sizes and all of our labs are taught by faculty members. We have no graduate student TAs. And this allows for interactions between faculty and students. We at PLU as faculty get to know our students quite well. We have conversations with our students over the course of years. And so because of that and the small class sizes and these kinds of interactions, when it becomes time to write letters of reference for our students, we can write really strong letters because we know our students really well and our students aren't just numbers. We offer personalized advising, emphasizing individual care. We care about each student and understanding their backstory and trying to figure out how to work with each student to get that student to where they want to be with their lives. Additionally, there are opportunities for study away for science students, which is great. Sometimes study away for science students can be challenging because of the various types of course sequences that are involved in science curricula. But at PLU, we have the opportunity for students to study away during our 1-month January term, and many of our science students take advantage of that, as well as having several semester-long gateway programs where our PLU science students can take science coursework while they're studying away for the semester. So that's pretty cool and amazing about PLU. We also have opportunities for undergraduate research for our science students. The Natural Sciences Division offers a 10-week summer undergraduate research program every summer where students get paid to work with faculty on their research projects. So that's an on-campus opportunity that we have available that students apply for. And then many of our students also apply for and are selected for pretty competitive off-campus research experiences as well. We've had PLU students who have participated in research programs at Johns Hopkins, at the Smithsonian, at Harvard. And so our students do very well in these quite competitive applications for these programs. And so they do great. And these are typically paid experiences. PLU allows for opportunities to pursue multiple interests. We have lots of science students and pre-health students that are interested in disciplines that are science plus something else. I can think of right now of students who are science majors with Hispanic studies minors, or double majors in chemistry and Nordic studies. And so we have a lot of science students that are student athletes or musicians. And so at PLU, you don't need to just be one thing. You can pursue multiple interests. And I think that is helpful for pre-health sciences students as well, because it kind of makes them a whole person. And then there's lots of opportunities to be involved in our on-campus and our local community. So where have our alumni recently attended? With respect to medical schools, most of our students tend to gravitate towards medical schools for the state that they're from. So most of our Washington students are interested in attending the University of Washington and are quite successful in getting in there. A lot of our Oregon students have been successful in getting into OH and SU. But we've had students go to medical school in a pretty wide variety of places all around the country and even outside of our country. For example, Trinity College in Ireland. We've also had a number of students go on to the osteopathic medical school at the Pacific Northwest University of Health Sciences. And while not on this list because the information is relatively new, we are starting to get our students, starting to see them attend Washington State University's new College of Medicine there. So we've had some of our graduates are now moving on to that pretty newly established medical school. With respect to dental school, we see success at the University of Washington and again at OH and SU, as well as some other dental schools around the country. So with respect to our outcomes, we have done some data analysis recently, and we have found that our acceptance rates for both medical school and dental school are quite strong. Between the years, applicants who applied between 2008 and 2018, our medical school acceptance rate was just under 80%, as was our dental school acceptance rate. And so we're really proud of these acceptance rates because in the case of medical school, it's nearly twice the national average. And for dental school, it's also quite high compared to the national average. And I really think that the success of this comes from our pre-health sciences advising being so strong. I like to show this particular photo because this is a UW medicine graduating class of about 2 years ago. And this picture here are 5 PLU alumni who graduated together in the same UW medical school graduating class. They didn't all graduate from PLU at the same time. Some of them took gap years before moving on to medical school, but they're all Lutz in this particular graduating class from UW. And so we're pretty proud of that. Finally, I just wanted to mention that we have a pretty great resource for students who are interested in pre-health sciences, and that is our website. And so here, if you go to this website, you can investigate different kinds of programs in pre-health sciences that I had mentioned previously. You can look at what kinds of courses at PLU you would need to take in order to satisfy the prerequisites for these different kinds of programs, what kinds of testing is required, what kinds of clinical or shadowing opportunities are available, and how many hours do you need to shadow, for example. And so this is a really great resource for our students. So I invite you to take a look. All right. So I think at this time, we can move into question and answer.
Yes, we can. Yeah, questions were coming in. Thank you so much, Dr. Almond, for the presentation. I love that final picture with those 5 Lutes. It always just makes me smile and knows that like community is still together, the PLU community, even if you're at another institution. The first question we did get was, what if I'm not sure what type of medicine I want to practice? Do students have opportunities to explore different areas in the different medical fields?
So here at PLU, we don't have ways on our campus for students to do that, but I think a very strong way to look into that is through different types of shadowing opportunities. So many of our students have investigated different disciplines within medicine by shadowing different physicians doing different things. And so that I think would be the primary way that someone could investigate that.
Perfect. Someone asked a question about class sizes. So they've heard that a lot of bio classes are over 100 people. Is that true at PLU? And how many people are usually in the labs?
That is a great question. So the introductory biology series is the largest bio class that students would encounter through the science curriculum here at PLU. And the intro class maximizes at 48 students taught by 1 faculty member. And then that class splits into 2 lab sections, so 2 lab sections of 24 students. And so that 1 lecture plus 2 lab sections are all taught by the same faculty member, so that we can try to have more of that interaction between students and faculty and everybody getting to know each other in that context.
Perfect. Really reassuring for students. Clayton, who's joining in today, is asking where pre-health science students study away.
Where do they study away? We've had, so through our 1-month January term experience, our science students, our pre-health sciences students are commonly taking general education courses that are offered in departments from around campus. And so those kinds of students can be studying anywhere. We have PLU classes that go to Greece and London and just a wide variety of places. We do have a upper division biology course that is very popular. because in the month of January, this marine biology course goes to the Bahamas. So that one is a favorite. And then during the semester-long programs, our gateway programs that I mentioned, we have had pre-health sciences students go to and participate in our Namibia program, as well as our Oxford IHON program. We've had students go to Trinidad and Tobago. We've had students go to Norway. And so those are the ones that I'm thinking about off the top of my head. So there are some pretty cool opportunities.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of opportunities too. So health science students definitely have the opportunity to study away. We did get a question. So a student is interested in both nursing and pre-health sciences. How would you maybe help them, advise them through navigating that selection process?
That is a great question. So the curriculum for nursing versus pre-health sciences are pretty different from each other. And so PLU has a really stellar nursing program. And for students that know that they want to be a nurse and that they're pretty sure about that, I think our nursing program is a great way to go. But for students that want to keep their options open a bit and aren't sure yet whether they want to be a nurse or maybe some other kind of healthcare professional, like the ones like a pre-health sciences student, one thing to think about or consider is to perhaps be a science major, like a biology major, and that could give you more time to make a decision about what kind of healthcare career you want to get into after you graduate. So we have had biology students, for example, who go on to earn a master's in nursing and get into nursing through that route instead of getting into nursing at the undergraduate level. So for people who don't know yet which way they want to go, I think that is a way to keep your options open.
Nice. Yeah, and PLU has an entry-level Master's of Science in Nursing too. So all the options, right? And they were also specifically asking, can you go to medical school with a nursing degree?
That's a great question as well. So that is unusual to happen because the prerequisites that I mentioned earlier for medical school, that year of intro bio and that year of intro chem and all of that, that is not part of the nursing curriculum. And so in order to satisfy all of those prerequisites for medical school, those would all need to be on top of the nursing curriculum, which is already the undergraduate nursing curriculum, which is already pretty tight. So I haven't really seen very much of that, and I think that would be unusual.
Another question we got is, can you double major or minor and still be in the pre-health science program?
Absolutely. You can double major and minor in a whole bunch of stuff. So as I said earlier, the Nordic studies and chemistry double major is interested in going to medical school. So, but we have a reasonable number of double majors within the natural sciences directly, as well as students who double major in a science as well as something outside of the sciences. And yeah, we have lots of great combos between majors and minors, and pre-health sciences students can definitely do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I even know a student that is double majoring in environmental studies and chemistry on the pre-dental track, right? So you can get really unique with your combinations. Another question we got is, what research opportunities exist for pre-health science students?
So pre-health sciences students, like the rest of our science students, would need to apply for our natural sciences summer undergraduate research program each summer. We do have faculty members in biology and chemistry that participate as part of that program. And so I think that there are good opportunities available for pre-health sciences students.
Awesome. Yes. So make sure you apply for that summer undergraduate research program. And it happens both on campus and off campus, right? At different institutions potentially.
Well, that application is through our own program, but there's a lot of off-campus opportunities for undergraduate research as well. And so we as faculty work with students who are interested in applying for those also. And those are pretty sweet opportunities because a lot of times they are paid, and not only are they paid, but the student can get free or reduced priced room and board and perhaps even travel to the particular location. And these are throughout the country, so it's like a pretty sweet deal.
Oh, not bad at all. Just like the Bahamas, right? Lots of sweet deals for
Yeah.
Alzheimer's students. All right, we have one more question for you, Dr. Alman. Why did you want to be a scientist and why did you want to be a professor?
Wow, that's a great question. So why did I want to be a scientist? My disciplinary expertise is in microbiology, and so I've always been intrigued by the amazing things that invisible creatures can do for us. And so that has been my area of expertise and my interest. And I wanted to be a professor because I am excited about getting students interested in biology and specifically microbiology to share that love that I have for the discipline with students. And so that is why I became a professor.
Awesome. Perfect. Perfect. Well, I hope that we had the chance to answer all of your questions. If not, definitely connect with your admission counselor, or we could even potentially connect you with Dr. Alman as well. I know she'd love to chat. But thank you so much for tuning in with us. Our next session is at 2 p.m. today, focusing on the Running Start program and how those credits transfer in for our Washington State students doing that through a partnered community college. So make sure you tune in at 2 p.m. today if you're interested in that. And we'll get this video up on our video overnight page as soon as we can. Thank you so much, Dr. Alman, for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.